Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Central bank digital currencies, the dark side of crypto. Okay, so this is something I've been wanting to touch on for a little while now, and one of my subscribers did actually ask me to do a video in regards to this, so this is me fulfilling that duty. So central bank digital currencies, it's basically going to be the new form of currency. Okay, I think, in my opinion, it is safe to say that this will eventually take over fiat currency, and I do think over time it will eliminate cash. Okay, central bank digital currency is actually scary. It really is, and I'll explain further as we go through the video as to why. The problem with central bank digital currency is the way it can be abused and the loss of privacy that the general public will have. It will actually have a form of control over people. Okay, and this isn't, conspiracy stuff. There's videos out there that you can look if you're willing to do your research that will show you the concerns that people have about CBDCs and the problems that are going to come with them. You've just got to be willing to look for them. Okay, so let's get started. What is a central bank digital currency? Okay, so that's what a CBDC is abbreviated to. Yeah, so what is a CBDC? Well, CBDC stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. Okay, so central bank digital currencies, brackets CBDCs, are a form of digital currency issued by a country's central bank. They are similar to cryptocurrencies, except that their value is fixed by the central bank and equivalent to the country's fiat currency. Many countries are developing CBDCs, and some have even implemented them. Because so many countries are researching ways to transition to digital currencies, it's important to understand what they are and what they mean for society. So, completely agree. So they are correct in regards to some countries have already implemented CBDCs. And yes, some countries are successfully utilizing CBDCs as we speak. Now, I think the problem that we have is more when we look a bit further down the line as to what can come from central bank digital currencies. So the reason why I say this is the dark side of crypto is because cryptocurrency is part of what's enabled this technology to become possible, right? And there are platforms, for example, Ripple, the XRP ledger, yeah, Algorand, right, HBAR, Hedera. These are all coins that I think are very great cryptocurrencies, so this isn't me knocking them. I think what you have to understand with new technology is there's pros and cons, and this right here is what's going to be the cons of this technology. The problem that we have with central bank digital currencies is that they're programmable and they are visible. Okay, there's no privacy because these are happening on a blockchain, right? And as we all know, the blockchain is public, so everybody can see what's happening on the blockchain. So the first issue that you've got is privacy. Okay, your transactions now will potentially be visible to anybody, so people may be able to see what kind of things you're doing with your currency and possibly even see your balance. And even if the general public can't, let's just say they do make it private to the general public, it still doesn't change the fact that the government will definitely be able to see. And this is why I say cash will become a thing of the past, right? Because what's one of the easiest ways that people choose to try and launder money? Through cash, right? Or if you want to evade taxes, what would you do? Get paid cash in hand. Very hard to trace, right? Now, I'm not trying to say that this is bad because people want to break the law. However, I do think people are just generally entitled to privacy to a certain degree. And I feel like that right being taken away from us is kind of going backwards. So that's what I don't agree with, is the invasion of privacy. Not so much that, people are trying to break the law, because not every single person is concerned about this because they want to break the law. Some people just want their privacy, which we're all entitled to have. So that's the first concern. It'll be so public, and think about it like this, like if people can just view what you're buying and what you're doing with your money from a perspective of robbery and things like that, what would thieves do, and hackers, right? They'll be just checking what kind of accounts are buying the big expensive luxurious products, and then they'll be the next person that they start to target to try and find out, hey, I want to try and rob them. Okay, so that's your first concern that you have. The second concern that I have with central bank digital currencies is that the currency is programmable. Okay, and what I mean by it being programmable is they can put things in place as to when or how the money can be used. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Okay, what I mean is, let's just say you were someone who was earning benefits through the government. So let's say you was earning universal credit, okay? And you was a very good saver. So you spend minimal money each month, okay, to try and save that little bit of money that you do get out of the benefits. Maybe it's because you want a holiday. Maybe you just want to stack some money up just so you've got a rainy day fund, okay? Well, they could put a thing in place where they say, okay, you've got 1 month to spend this money. After that, it just expires. Gone. Poof. So now, you as someone who was trying to save that money for whatever reason, will no longer be able to save the money. You will be forced to spend the money. So if the government say, oh, hey, look, we're in a problem here with a recession. We need to get the economy going again. So guys, we need you to go out and go and do things with your money. Well, they could just put a expiry date on that money to vanish. So hey, you guys, your money's just going to disappear if you don't go and spend it anyway, so you might as well go and spend it now before it disappears. You see the problem here? And that's not the only way they can change the way you do things. They could put a limit on the type of foods that you eat. So let's just say you're someone who is not vegan and you enjoy eating your red meat. You're not someone who's vegetarian. You don't eat that much vegetables and things like that. You are a meat eater. Well, let's say they say, okay, well, due to the current issues with the climate that we're trying to protect, we want everybody to try and lower their meat intake, okay? So what we're going to do now is you're entitled to X amount of pounds of meat per month, okay? And once you exceed that amount, you can no longer be able to buy any more meat. Then you've got to do without. You're on a limit now. You're being rationed. How will they do this? It's digital. That's the point of it. It's a digital currency. And that's why it's different now, because I know a lot of people might be thinking, well, isn't money still kind of digital right now? Like how we can use our internet banking to do things and we can use debit cards and stuff like that. Yes, it is. It is. So we're not necessarily doing something that's completely new here, but we're advancing the technology and we're advancing the digitalization of this. And so because of this is where I say it's programmable, because they can program different stipulations as to when you can use this money. So yes, this is possible. They will program the money to have criteria as to when things will be allowed to be used. And here's just another example of how they can put stipulations on the way you spend your money. Let's look at the COVID lockdown, yeah? Let's look at the lockdown that happened, right? We were told, hey, we want everybody to stay indoors. We don't want you to go outside of a certain radius of your home, yeah? Stay close to your home. Don't go into different places. Well, let's say we was to be in another situation like that in the future. And again, they say, hey, don't go outside of a 5-mile radius of your home. Well, what can they do? They can program your money so that if you go to a 5-mile radius outside of your home, that you will no longer be able to use that money. Your account will basically be blocked. This is the kind of control the government will have with central bank digital currencies. And this is why it's so scary. Because they essentially will be able to control how you live, the way you live. And so this is why when I look at cryptocurrency, I'm glad I'm involved in it, but I do also see the dark side of it. But this kind of thing is happening whether you like it or not. This is simply a matter of evolve or be extinct. So if you are in crypto, congratulations. Here's hoping that you invested in the right things that can change your life. And so that hopefully this won't impact you too much. So that's just a quick breakdown here. This is just me slightly touching on CBDCs. Maybe as I get more information, I may do an update to this and add more details. But I think I'll leave it there for now. Guys, I definitely encourage you to do your own research in regards to this kind of thing. And I would definitely advise you to prepare. Being involved in cryptocurrency is, as I say again, evolve or be extinct. So hopefully we can capitalize off of this situation so that we're in a better position for when this does come. Thank you very much for watching this, guys. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like and subscribe. But until next time, take care.